Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a full stack software engineer. We do not know if this resume is good or garbage. They did not tell me. They said, I really love your content. I've been following you for a long time. Thank you. And your posts have always been helpful and insightful on Reddit. Thank you for consistently sharing such valuable knowledge. I thank you for watching. So we do not know if this is good or garbage, but we do know they are looking for a full stack software engineer position. So what do we need for full stack software engineer? We need degree. We need TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Yes. Yes, you do. Do you think I'm joking? No, you need TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. A lot of people think I'm joking. A lot of people think this is a bit. No, what you want on your resume is the basic boring stuff, and TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS is it. But Lee, TypeScript implies nothing. It implies nothing. If something on your resume implies something else, it implies you don't have it. So you need TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I do not care how basic it is. I do not care how boring it is. I do not care how everybody has it. You need it. If you do not have it, you are getting rejected. Then we need RESTful API or REST APIs. Then we need SQL, cloud, any cloud, but you do have to mention cloud. Like, you can't just say cloud. You have to say like AWS or GCP or Azure. If you note, I did not say like Lambda or EC2. I just need to see that you've worked on cloud. Then React or React Native, something from the back end, Git or GitHub, CI/CD, Agile or and DevOps, and extra credit is for AI tools, number of users if you built the infrastructure, and cross-functional development tools as well. So that is all that we need, which is a lot, but you need 75% of these to move forward. If I don't sign 75%, you get rejected. So I hope I won't have to reject this person because they've been a fan of my content, but I would rather be, well, as cruel as possible in these reviews so that you can get a job, because I know that searching for a job stinks. We are in a recession. Let me be clear. That means there are more people that want jobs than jobs are available. It stinks searching for a job. Even if you use my methods, which get you about 1 interview per 7 applications, that is how my methods work, it is still going to stink, because that means for every 1 interview you get, you're going to get 6 other rejections. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if we can find it. And go. No, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I can't use anything there. Drove end-to-end development of a multi-bill approval system for enterprise by this has nothing I need. Design and build responsive dashboards with Hotdog. Node.js good. Cost multiple financial 3 business users. Time. Okay, this resume is awful. So, first things first, I am looking for these. I'm looking for 75% of them. And your first comment is, Lee, what are you talking about? They're all right here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful skills section. Everything you want is in this skills section. Well, no, I can't actually use anything in a skills section because I'm not looking for keywords, which these would be considered. I am looking for qualifications. And what a qualification is a keyword, which is just what the hiring team needs. I want to be clear. No recruiter calls them keyword. That's what candidates call them. This is what the hiring team needs. So a qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus the business reasons that you used it that is not technical, so the business wise, plus where you used it, which is just not in a skills section or summary. If it is not what, how, why, where, guess what? It does not count. So everything in this summary does not count. I cannot use anything here. Then everything in this skills section, despite having all the keywords, I cannot use because it does not tell me how you did it. It does not tell me why you did it, and it does not tell me where you did it. So this does not count. Now, I said you should cancel out the bachelor's only because you already have a master's in it. Typically, if you have a master's in the same thing you have a bachelor's in, you don't need to include it. There is some very niche reasons you would, but overall, you don't want to do it. Now, we go to this. So already there is a lot of stuff that is missing. And this resume is already starting to look blank. So what should your resume look like formatting-wise? Well, first off, the formatting of this is not the biggest problem. It's a problem, but it's not the biggest problem. But formatting, this is what you want. This is how you do it. The link is in the description below. Everybody should use this formatting unless you are a high-level director or a job hopper. Everybody should use this. So that's how it should look. And again, even for an international, you should be getting about 1 in 100 ratio. So my techniques get people a 1 in 7 application ratio, which is how you can tell how good or bad your resume is. If you get more than 50 applications to an interview, it's bad. Under 50 applications to an interview, it's good. Internationals, sadly, their ratio is going to be more than non-internationals, and they're going to need about a 1 in 100 ratio is good, which is sadly good for internationals, but this is still bad. So now we go down here, and if you noticed, I said you have hot dogs, and I am not looking for hot dogs. I only want hamburgers. So I want you to imagine that you are hungry and you go to a restaurant and you were like, I would like a cheeseburger. That's it, just a cheeseburger. And the waiter says, all right, sure, coming right up. I'll get you a cheeseburger. So you wait there, they bring you back, and they bring you back a plate of hot dogs. And they're like, hey, here's your cheeseburger. And you're like, these are not cheeseburgers. These are hot dogs. Why, what, this is not what I wanted. Was there a miscommunication? And then the waiter would be like, no. See, a hamburger has meat like a hot dog, and a hamburger has buns like a hot dog, and a hamburger can have pickles, onions, cheese, and ketchup just like a hot dog. So when you wanted a hamburger, what you really wanted were these hot dogs. And I assure you, good sir, these are the best hot dogs you'll have in your life. You would look at the waiter like they were crazy and you would walk away because that's not what you wanted. That's the exact same problem here. Drove end-to-end development of a multi-bill approval system for a client by collaborating with purchase quality auditors and account teams, streamlining accounts and accelerating payment cycles. That has nothing to do with what I want. That is entirely a hot dog. Hot dog. Designed and built dashboards using Svelte kits. Hot dog. Completely irrelevant. Secure RESTful APIs with Node. Actual hamburger. That's what I want. Enabling efficient data flow across multiple financial years and 3 business units. This is still too technical. It's close, but this is not understandable by a layman. Why was this important? Why was the data flow important? Why was it important to do the fiscal year and the business units? I don't know. You didn't tell me, and you need to tell me. Deliver production ready by incorporating cross-functional department accountability. Again, hot dog. I will consider cross-functional extra credit, but still a hot dog. Deploy and maintain the application at AWS. Hamburger. Ensuring high availability server code. Why is that important? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So the problem I have with this resume is just that it has nothing I need. It's almost entirely blank. You know what I don't see? I don't see TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, which is critical for a full stack. I don't see any of the backend. I don't see SQL. I don't see Git or GitHub. I don't see CI/CD or Agile or DevOps. And I don't see, again, the extra credit is extra credit. So the only things I see that I need are RESTful APIs and AWS. And you did not tell me why you use those. So I cannot move you forward with them. So your goal should be a minimum of 3 keywords per bullet point, a maximum of 6. This, on the other hand, only has, let's see, 1 keyword. And again, the keywords you have did not tell me why you did them. And if you do not tell me why you do them, they also don't count. So this is why this resume is garbage. And again, I don't do this to be mean. I don't do this to rage bait you and be like, I do this because this person is suffering. This person is getting declined from jobs left and right. This person may or may not need a visa. There may be suffering, and it stinks to not have a job. You don't put food on the table. You don't have money to do fun stuff like play video games or have a house or a rent or a roof over your head. So I'm not doing this to rage bait you and be like, haha, poor engineers, who cares? No, I'm doing this to be harsh so that you learn, so that you get a job and you can build cool stuff, because I want you to build cool stuff. So that is it for this resume. Before we go to the next one, I just want to say to all of my members, thank you very much for your support. My members get access to my videos early, and if you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. But thank you for keeping the lights on in this channel. I could not offer this advice for free for people, and I could not do what I do without your support. So thank you for keeping my small channel alive. I really appreciate it. And if anybody wants to join, in the link below. But if anybody wants their resume reviewed, because of my members, I can do this for free for people. All you have to do is join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right here on YouTube or on Twitch, on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. But that is it for those. Let's go to the next resume. This is another full stack. So we already know what we need because the last one was a full stack. So we don't need to look this up again. We already know what it is. So this person has been trying both AI and full stack roles. You cannot. Those are different jobs. A AI full stack engineer is different than a full stack AI engineer. Yes, I know that sounds insane, but it's true. This full stack, this AI engineer, which on my website, again, you can see all the keywords I have, but they are different jobs. So we are only judging this as a full stack. Are they a phenomenal AI engineer that would be a boon to the company? Yeah, maybe, but we're not looking for AI engineer. We're looking for full stack. And just vice versa. If they were a phenomenal full stack, but I'm looking for an AI, then it doesn't count. You need to be specific. So we do not know their ratio. Do we know their ratio? Yes, it is a terrible ratio. It takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview. So this is a garbage resume. But let's see how garbage. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. This is so crunched. This doesn't matter. LinkedIn Intelligence Hub demo built a tool that automatically pulls the LinkedIn data so they can reach their company. Now, why is it formatted like this? The data source only allowed... What? Okay, that's not relevant. Add in an AI chat box. Is that supposed to be bot? So users could type questions ready. SQL became the feature. I don't care about that. Time. Oh, you have some actually good whys here, but you have awful bullet points. Awful bullet points. So first off, I want people to look at this. Does this look like this? Does this look like this? It does not, because part of the formatting is the font. The font is 10.5 Arial with 1.5 spacing. This is what that looks like. This is a nightmare to read. This is so crunched. In addition, I don't know why you wrote your sentences like this, because like you had some good stuff here, right? Like that automatically pulls the company's LinkedIn profile data and shows it to the sales team so they could reach their competitors without doing it by hand. That's a good why. That's a great non-technical why. I want to highlight that because that's a phenomenal way of writing it. Like, this is great. And then you also added now used daily by a client paying $35K a year. Who cares? Don't put that in. That means nothing. Like, you did so much right and so much wrong here. So this doesn't matter. And then this has no keyword, so this is filled with hot dogs, so this one does not count. Then added an AI chat box. Is it really box? Isn't it supposed to be bot? I mean, I do know box would be a section on a website, but that might not be as describable. Using OpenAI, this, so user can type a question plain instead of building features or writing SQL. Again, that's a good why. And then you ruined it by saying became the single feature clients like the most. Who cares? That's not relevant. Stop trying to impress me. You won't impress me. The problem, though, I have is I don't see anything I need. Where is everything else? Where is TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS? I don't know. Where's RESTful API or REST API? I don't know. Where's the cloud? Where's any of the cloud? I don't see. Oh, there it is. Azure. You buried it. See, I didn't even notice this because you buried it and you formatted it so poorly. This is why your formatting matters. I actually missed Azure. Like, it should say built a tool using Node.js, React, and Azure. Don't put it in little brackets like that. I missed it. I actually missed it on the first go around because of your formatting. And that's something I need. So you do have Azure, but it's very hidden. Where's the back end? I don't see any back end. Where's the Git or the GitHub? I don't see it. Where's CI/CD, Agile, or DevOps? I don't see that as well. And then extra credit is extra credit. So my problem with this is you have 3 things here, but where's the TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Where's the actual stuff I need? Now, maybe this is instead of a full stack and AI engineer, but still, where's your Python? I don't see it. You hid your cloud. Where is the built stuff in production, the agentic systems and the multi-agents? Where's the frameworks, the agentic coding and the communicating technical details to a non-technical audience? Where's ML ops? Where's AI architecture? Where's AI orchestration? I don't see it. Now, you may be like, Lee, they have plenty more in this resume. Well, no, because they've been at this job for a year and 7 months. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bullet points. You get 4. You get 4, bro. You get 4 to convince me, and that's it. And your formatting was so awful because it's so crunched that I didn't even get to it. Here, like this has nothing I need besides Azure, but you already mentioned it before, so it doesn't matter. And then we go down to here, and we actually get into some of the stuff I need. This formatting is weird. I don't know if you used AI or whatever, but like, don't write your sentences like this. Don't do like sales agent, blah, 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 but 2 dots, analyzer. Just say built an AI agent. Don't add these weird qualifiers because you actually wrote the why well in the first sentence. That's what throws me, is it shows you can do it, because so they can research competitors without doing it by hand is a great way to describe it. That's perfect. But everything else is filled with hot dogs. So yeah, I don't know what else to do with it because there's just nothing here. And it's a nightmare to read. There's a reason my resume looks like that. There is a reason there is this white space. There is a reason that I have the font the way it is. And it's because it's easy to read. This is not. Next resume. This is a resume of an AI engineer intern. Every single intern needs 4 things. It does not matter your industry. The only exception is sometimes PhD level interns need something different, but interns only need 4 things and 4 things only. They need to show that they are currently enrolled, right? That's a critical requirement. They need to show a basic understanding of what they're doing. Again, basic, keyword basic, not crazy, not floop flop the amazing hyperdrive, a basic understanding of their industry. They need to show that they can take direction and criticism, and they need to show that they are able to work well with others. Those are the 4 things every single intern needs. So for an AI engineer, the basics is something from software engineering. So Python, TypeScript, JavaScript, React, SQL, Git, Cloud, APIs. You need basically a language and then 1 or 2 of the others. You don't need all of that. Then basic AI. So AI, ML, RAG, Gen AI, Agentic AI, AI, ML, AI tools, ChatGPT, Claude, GitHub, Copilot, LangGraph or LangChain. Again, you don't need all of that. You just need some of that. And then I need to see that you can explain technical concepts to non-technical people and that you can take direction and criticism and work well with others. That's it. So, this resume, is it good or garbage? Let me read the full thing. The goal is to stand in. I know that is true. Your resume should make you stand in, not out. But it's harder to do that. And I've gotten feedback that my experience isn't credible. I have no idea how to combat that. What do you mean isn't credible? You probably went too technical. That's probably what you did. My biggest problem is I have a genuine full stack data engineering and AI engineering depth. Is it better to specialize? It doesn't matter what you have in depth. It matters what's relevant for the job title. Your data engineering and your genuine full stack is irrelevant to an AI role. And your AI and data engineering is irrelevant to a full stack role. And your data engineering role does not care about your AI and full stack. Your resume needs to be tailored to the job title and the job title only. Everything else is a hot dog. So, what does my current resume say now? I have no connections, and it takes me over 150 applications to get an interview. So, what does it say? I don't know yet. That's what we're about to find out. So, 20 seconds on the clock, and go. Okay, degree. Oh, this is so much. This doesn't matter. Oh, this is hard to read. Design a company's AMC 3,000 customers for their own LLM. Agents 50. Okay, this is irrelevant. Architected the distributed systems for AWS is nice, but everything else is a hot dog. Shipped a full stack with LangGraph and time. Your resume shows that you are not qualified for an AI engineer internship because I don't know what you've done, and this is crazy. Again, you went too technical. I thought that was the problem. A lot of it, like a lot of people mess up on their resume by thinking they need to go crazy technical. They don't. They need to go less. So my problems with this is this formatting is awful. Again, this is legible. This is not. There's less white space. The margins are bigger. The font is small that I could barely read it. And this, you do not want your recruiter to have to do this. This is not what you want them to do. Yeah, do I have bad eyesight? Yes, but I can still read this easy and clear. This I can't. So your formatting is bad. Second, I don't care about your coursework. The Dean's List is fine, but the Dean's List should be fit into one line. So the Dean's List should be fit into one line. And two, I don't care about your AI certs. I don't think a single cert is good for any software engineer. For a project manager that has PMP, yeah. For a IT support person that has CompTIA, yeah, that's useful. But for a software engineer, who cares? Then we get to the problem with this, and this is filled with hot dogs. What about this first sentence that you have is relevant to this? Because there's none of it. Designed a company A's public MCP server. What's an MCP server? I don't know. Why is it relevant? I don't know. The 3,000 customers used. Why does that matter? It doesn't. To connect to their own LLM agents. Okay, but you didn't build the LLM agents. You built an MCP, which is not what I'm looking for. And then this doesn't matter. Enforcing per tenant isolation. Who cares? What is that? For a rotoscoped JW OAuth 2 means nothing. And injecting a fire, this means nothing. All I know is that you built something that connected to an LLM. That's it. And again, I'm lowering my tech knowledge for this, but even if I didn't, this is an awful sentence. Then architected and distributed systems backend. Why is that related? I don't know. You didn't tell me. With a durable microservices on AWS. Yeah, I want AWS, but the rest of this I don't care about. API gateway. This is not needed. Orchestrated with temporal into idempotent crash per safe account workflows, so retries never double send. What? Gibberish. Instrumented with this. Yeah, again, this doesn't matter. You know what I don't see? I don't see that you use Python. I don't see that you use React. I don't see you use SQL. I don't see that you have done anything involving LLMs. You've connected to it, but you haven't done it yourself. You haven't built it. You haven't built agentic AI. You haven't built it using the tools. You haven't used LangGraph or LangChain. You haven't done any ML. I've seen that you have failed to explain complex topics to non-technical people. That is a requirement. Your job, even as an intern, is going to be explained to people what your stuff does. And if you try to go to an investor and say, oh, I architected a distributed system backend for a company's 24/7 automation, durable microservice, API gateway, Fargate, DynamoDB, CSQ, FIFA, orchestrated with temporal, Indo, idempotent, crash safe per account workflows to retries, never double send, they're going to leave. You need to describe it to your grandparent. And your entire resume needs to look like that. And you know what I also can't see? I don't see that you can take direction and criticism and work well with others. Again, how good you are is not related to you getting a job. You will never get a job by showing how good you are through a resume. They're not built for it. It's like trying to show how pretty you are by buying a car. It's not. It just shows you have money to buy a car. They're not related. Like completely unrelated. So I'm going to need you to delete this and start again. And I'm going to need you to have stuff that's actually relevant. I'm going to need you to have this to be actually in a font that I can read. And I need you to tell me a basic software engineer what you've done. A basic AI. Explain technical concepts to non-technical people, and that you can take direction and work well with others. Because the engineers that get job internships are the ones that do this. I don't care how basic and boring it is. I don't care that showing direction and criticism is ridiculous. Searching for a job is ridiculous. But if you don't have it, you don't move forward. Next resume. This is another full stack. This is another intern. This time full stack. So we need the same exact thing. Degree, ability to work well with others, take direction and criticism. And the basic knowledge of the tech stack, in this case, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, maybe a little bit of cloud. I will say having cloud as an intern is nice to have. Not every intern is going to be able to have cloud, but I still want to include it there because it's a pretty big plus. AI, object-oriented programming. So those are the 4 things we're looking for. Can we find it? The answer is, I don't know. The last one was a bad resume because it takes them over 150 applications to get an interview. So if you are yelling at me for rejecting somebody who's highly qualified, well, everybody is rejecting them because that resume is very difficult to read and does not have the qualifications. So we don't know if this resume is good or garbage. Based on this font, I am not happy with, but we will see. So 20 seconds on the clock. And let's begin. Oh, wait, did they tell me a note? They did not tell me a note. All right, and go. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Built and deployed a full stack web using Python, Flask, React, PostgreSQL, Docker, and SQL. Okay. Implementing authenticated servers, workflows flooded users during testing. What is this? I don't know. Design backend services, relational data, optimize SQL. You already mentioned SQL. Performance to reduce average endpoint. Why does that matter? I don't know. Whoop, that was too much. That doesn't matter. And collaborated on a 3-person time. Oh, that's hard to read, bro. This is why you want your format to be like this, is because like this might actually have been the work together bullet point that would have been helpful, but I didn't get it. So collaborated on a 3-person agile team. Okay, that's pretty good. That shows you can work well with others using Git, GitHub, pull requests, apparently delivering full stack features through iterative development and code reviews. I like that. That's actually really good. The problem is that I didn't get to it because the rest of the resume was too beefy. So remember, what we want to do is make it simple. Like honestly, this person probably has a better shot at getting an internship than the previous person based on their resume. So this format is what we want to use. This should be 1 line. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Maybe there was something there, but there was way too much. In fact, did I miss this? Business of sport. Yeah, it's way too much. So then the skill sections don't matter. And then we go down to the actual bullet points, and they're okay. They're not awful. Again, as a full stack, if you're going for full stack, I would prefer you do Python, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and then we'll have React. So your goal should be a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6. And this goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is too much. So I would replace some of these with TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, React, and then probably Python or something. And then the second one has nothing I need because you already mentioned APIs earlier and you already mentioned SQL, so this can be safely deleted. The rule is the same keyword should not be repeated in the same job. So having SQL here, good. Having SQL here, bad. Having SQL here, good. So do not repeat the same keyword in the same job. That is the goal that you should try to go to. But I just need this to be easier to read because, again, I actually really like this. I would say instead of collaborated, because that's one of the worst words to use, just say worked. Worked on a 3-person agile development team where we performed code reviews on each other using Git, GitHub, and to deliver full stack features through iterative development. That is how I would like you to rephrase that. So again, the core is there. I just want you to rephrase it. So again, it's going to be worked on a 3-person agile team performing where we perform code reviews on each other using one tech, Git, GitHub, to deliver our full stack features through iterative development. That way it shows that you were for sure doing the takes direction criticism and working together with others, and it's up front instead of buried deep in the second part of the bullet point. And then this sentence doesn't matter because you already did REST APIs. DevOps is nice to have. And the reinforced through weekly mentorship is actually really good. So I really like this. Again, this is mostly a formatting issue. I actually really like a lot of what you've done. If you just fix the formatting and you trim out the hot dogs, and you switch around the importance of some of these keywords, I think you're going to go fine. So again, this is not an awful delete it. This is probably one of the better resumes of this stream, of this video so far. And I know people would be crazy, but they'd be like, well, why would you? The other one was so much more advanced. It's like, yeah, but they're not looking for advanced. They're looking for this stuff. So overall, good job. You just need to fix some of the stuff. Like this would be like a C- resume to maybe a D+ resume. So next resume. This is another intern, a lot of them in a row. So, what do we need for a DevOps intern? Well, we still need ability to work well with others, take direction and criticism, possibly also explain complex topics to non-technical people. And then we need some, but not all of the following. Normally you need about 75%. For this, you probably need about 40 or 50% of DevOps, clouds, and its words. This is where you put EC2, CI/CD, GitHub Actions, coding languages, PowerShell, Bash, Linux, Unix, infrastructure as code, IAC, Kubernetes, Terraform, Helm, Ansible, and Chief. So again, we need some of those, but we don't need all of those. So 20 seconds is on the clock. But let me read what they wrote. That's probably how I should do it first. They just said, looking for internships. We do not know if this is good or garbage. Will it be as good as the previous one? I don't know. Let's find out. Because again, the previous one was like a C- to D+. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Okay. Built a high compute by, okay, irrelevant. Reduced deployment overhead by, okay, CI/CD pipelines are at least okay, but the rest of that I don't know. MATLAB and, okay, doesn't matter. Is REST API? No, I don't care about REST API. I care about SQL and time. Yeah, this is a bad one. Yeah. The problem is this does not show me that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. It also does not show me the basics of a DevOps stuff. There's some stuff for like AI, but like, again, I'm looking for some of this and I only really found Git. No, I didn't see it. I found CI/CD, but I need GitHub Actions specifically. And I didn't see any cloud either. There's zero cloud in this resume. This person is probably screaming at me because I missed something obvious because it's cloud, but the people reading this probably won't know that it's cloud if there is cloud here. I don't know where it is. I cannot tell it. So the formatting is bad as well. But yeah, I need to see that you can work well together with others. I will say the student council actually kind of shows that a little bit. I just need direction and criticism more so. Because remember, a common misconception is interns try to show that they're leaders, but like, you're not going to lead as an intern. No one's hiring an intern to lead a 5-man team. They're hiring an intern to take orders from the 5-man team. So I need to see that you can take direction and criticism without freaking out. I will say the student council does pretty much show work together with others, so I do like that. But also, like, where's anything involving DevOps? I just don't see it. I see some AI stuff. I see some CI/CD pipelines, but I just don't see it. This resume has almost nothing technical that I want besides CI/CD and GitHub, which again, that is good. That is good that you have it, but I still need more. Like for automated deployment and sharding, what is that? Why is that important? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Why is it important that you delivered production grade ERP with a 6-member? Again, you did show that you can work well with others. I will say you have that in spades, but I don't see that you can take direction and criticism. I don't see that you can do any coding. I don't see that you know anything involving DevOps. In fact, is there anything in this Okay, I have to Control C here. Dev. Yeah, no one's going to scroll down that far. There's zero DevOps in this. Also, is there any I need actual DevOps. You gotta be clear, basic, and boring. Otherwise, you're just not gonna... You're gonna get rejected more than you're gonna get interviews. So, in fact, what a lot of people do is they get 2 interviews because their experience was very solid in their projects, and they wrote it in a very basic and easy way to understand. But then because they now have experience, they go crazy, and they're like, now that I have experience, I can show them how good I am. And then they actually get less interviews than if they just did not put in that internship because it's not relevant. So I'm going to need you to fix all of this because this doesn't look like a DevOps intern. It looks like an AI engineer intern with no AI keywords. So that's all I can do for this resume, and that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I really appreciate it. And to my members, thank you very much. My members get access to videos early, and they can join in the link below, but they are the reason that the lights are on this channel. So thank you for supporting my channel. I am a small channel, and your support means a lot to me. So thank you for keeping the lights on, and I appreciate it. And if anybody ever wants their resume reviewed, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. But that is it for me, and I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later.